computer again. Okay, so as I was saying, dito na tayo sa, saan tayo? DFS. So first step one, we need a namespace replication. But before we do that, we need to install the DFS service, no? Ating mag-extend tayo ng 30 minutes, no? Tingnan natin, ha? Anyway, recorded naman to, yung may mga appointment, if you want to leave, kung importante yung appointment. Okay lang yun. Ipo-post ko lang itong bukas sa YouTube, no? Alam niyo yung YouTube channel na post ko na. Yan. So step one in DFS installation, we need to install the service sa dalawang server. As I was saying, di ba, kailangan dalawa siya, no? So the first server will be in New York and the other one is in London. So let's pretend tong server 1 is New York and server 2 is in London. Okay? So mag-install tayo ng Windows feature simultaneously. Ito yung kagandahan ng PowerShell. Pwede siya mag-install ng server, role simultaneously. Kahit 10 pa yan. Yan. So, ano i-install natin? Yung DFS namespace, yung URL, so you can access the file server, plus yung replication group para magkopyahan yung dalawa ng file, plus the remote server admin or management console. Okay, ready na ba kayo? Ito na. So, mag-i-install yan sa dalawang server at the same time. Yan. So, as you can see, kinokontak niya yung server 2 ha. Patay pa pala yung server 2. Shucks. Talasan na. Power on ko yung server 2. Hindi pala power on kanina. So, kinokontak niya, hindi niya makontak. So, I will adjust the memory kasi medyo nag-full na siya. So, memory. Tingnan ko kaya niyang 2 GB. Run natin to. Run. Starting. Okay, starting 10%. Running. Uy, kaya. Okay, so depende sa memory niyo. No? So, ginawa kong 2 GB yung server to. Ayan, nagpa-power on. Since na-issue na natin tong command na to, mag-error siya. Ang error niya, hindi niya makontak yung server to kasi nga patay, di ba? So, okay lang yan. We can always repeat the command, no? Pero, nag-install na siya sa server 1. Okay, nag-install na yan ng server 1. So, let's wait for a while. Yeah, recording siya, recording. While installing, continue ko lang yung explanation ko. So sa first step, we're gonna create namespace if it's domain-based. Na standalone naman, you don't need to create a namespace. You can access the file server name by typing the Universal Naming Convention, yung UNCPAT na tinatawag, by typing /server1/file server. Ganun lang. Parang ginawa natin kanina. Since domain-based to, we create namespace. So to configure namespace for publishing content, gagawa tayo ng marketing. No, marketing. So DFS, some sort of parang marketing folder.nexus.com, parang gano'n na. And then add natin yung target dun sa URL and then set nating ordering for referral. Ordering, ito yung first site it will contact. Let's say London in users in London. Syempre, users na nasa London, no? Yun ang una niyang kukontakin. So ito yung referral na tinatawag. Kung user ka taga London, first referral sa'yo, dito ka, London. Okay? Then second referral, if this one is down, i-reroute ka sa New York. Ganun, no? Second referral yan. Or if this one is unreachable, reroute ka directly sa New York. Ganun na. Or if yung London, New Yorker naman, pumunta ng London, the one with the nearest path, i-refer ka sa London. Ganun na. So yun yung referral. Up na ba? Up na ba on 2? Booting up. Dapat binot ko na kanina pa. Anyway, let's continue. DFS namespace and replication. You can optimize yung DFS by renaming or moving folder. Let's say from marketing, pwede mo rename into sales. And then you can disable referrals to a folder. So pag disable na siya, kahit saan na lang siya ko-connect. Okay, ko-connect na lang siya sa nearest. Then you have to specify referral cache duration. So before sending out the data, if the data is really huge, kakache muna niya yun sa local server. Let's say 10 gigabyte. Na. So save muna temporarily and then tsaka niya easy send remotely. And then namespace polling, if the first site is unreachable, magpiping siya. So meron siyang X number of minutes. Pag na-detect niya, unreachable yung second site, no? I-reroute yung user sa first site kung saan may up and running na DFS. And the replication group, you can add as many as you can 32 maximum. Let's say 32 region, no? Let's say Hong Kong, Japan, Manila, Sydney, Melbourne, Ortigas, yung ganon. Pwede niya i-replicate to 32 sites. No? Very intelligent. And you can also create multiple replicated folders. Hindi lang marketing. Let's say, maraming files like DFS, installer, yung mga installer, no, locally install. Pwede mo i-share din yan. Magre-replicate mag-isa yan. Para pag naggawa ng installation, mabilis yung installation ng application niya. Then you can modify replication topology. Let's say site 1, re-replicate sa site 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ganun. Thank you for listening. Any question sa ating DFS habang in-up ko pa yung server? Tagal naman ma-update, no? Pero so far, successful ang server 1. Okay, success. Nakita niyo yan. Success. So, iulitin ko lang to sa server 2. No? I'm just gonna rerun the same command. Pero this time, madedetect niya yung server 1 already installed. Uy, yung tagal. Tagal man mag-update to. While waiting, discuss ko muna yung DHCP kasi parang matatagalan pa siya. Para hindi sayang oras ninyo. Nasa DHCP. Ano muna concept? Concept muna tayo, DHCP. Mas may tuloy na tayo. So DHCP stands for Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. Normally, the DHCP is installed and normally used by client, hindi server. Server kasi static yan, di ba? So dynamic meaning the moment you power on yung computer, such as laptop, cell phone, desktop, or servers, not server, static. It will ask for an IP address. Okay? So dito, DHCP simplifies management of IP configuration on clients, hindi server na. Ang DHCP lease renewal normally attempt at 50%, let's say 5 days lease time. So on Wednesday pa lang, let's say Monday to Friday, on Wednesday pa lang, magre-request na siya ng bagong IP, no? Pero kung na-bind na yung IP, hindi na siya magre-request. Kumbaga, temporary sa kanya na yun, no? Then pag na-miss niyo yun, may second attempt to ask for an IP on the 87.5. Let's say kung 5 days, Monday to Friday, by Thursday, it will ask for another IP address. Okay. So, DHCP, if you're gonna observe using packet sniffing tool, makikita nyo nagdodora siya. Ganito yung Dora. So, Dora, so sasasakan nyo ng packet sniffer, makikita nyo yung client, yung laptop, tapos yung server, ito nagbo-broadcast to ng DHCP offer. So ito yung Dora, D-O-R-A. Okay. So the moment na inon mo yung laptop mo, magsisend to ng discover. Nagbo-broadcast siya. Kaya makita niyo yung network card niyo nagbe-blink. Or yung Wi-Fi niyo nagbe-blink yan. Yung LED niya, yung LED light. Biblink yan. So it's sending broadcast traffic. Okay, send yan. Until ma-reach niya yung the one broadcasting DHCP. So yung nagbo-broadcast, mati-discover siya. Na? Pag na-discover siya, magsisend siya ng offer. Sabi niya, para ito yung IP address mo, 10.1.1.100. Okay, so from the pool. And then, re-request niyo yun, sige nga, please reserve it to me. Kaya re-reserve niya yan dyan. Sabihin naman ng server, okay, acknowledge your IP address has been binded to your MAC address and on the reservation pool na. No? Para hindi magamit sa iba. So, ganun yung discovery. Okay? Klaro ba? Klaro? Any question? Wala. To install DHCP, there's so many ways via admin center, yung the one I used, like click add roles, tapos click DHCP, then install RSAT, next, finish. Ganun. You can also do using PowerShell by typing add Windows feature, DHCP, the name of the role and feature, plus include management tools. Laging ganun, no? So without management tools, it won't work properly. Okay? So habang nag-aantay tayo, gagawin ko na to. Kasi matagal pa yan. Mag-boot up. Ay, ayan, tapos na yata. Hindi pa. So, for the meantime, mag-install muna ako ng DHCP. So, this is one way to install DHCP. The usual way, Server Manager. Uh, Add roles. Di pa ready. Santay natin. Busy eh. Ayan, red. Hindi. When you see this one stop, ready na siya. Nangyari dito. Running naman. Okay, logging in. Yan. So, add roles. Mag-install mo na ng DHCP kasi the server 2 is still initializing. So, matagal pa yan. So, DHCP on server 1 muna. Server 1. Server 1. Okay? Oh, so the usual stuff. So, just click the prompt, no? Next. Tapos, hanapin mo DHCP. Yun, DHCP server. Okay? Remote admin tool. So, kailangan natin yan. So, that will include PowerShell module. And then the next, so just follow the prompt. Restart if needed. So that server will be restarted kung kailangan lang. Yan. So it's doing its installation. Okay, while waiting, no, there's one good thing about window. You can open another window and continue yung installation kanina ng DFS. So I think ready na to. Ready na yung server 2, no? Ayan, ready na. So just run again the command, same command. Then that should be installed on server 2 naman. So we're doing remote installation. Andito tayo sa server 1 pero we're installing the role sa server 2 using PowerShell. O, di ba? Simultaneous. So all we have to do is wait. Tayin natin makomplete yung installation na yan. And at the same time, we're installing DHCP. Sabay-sabaw. Okay? Sabay-sabay yan eh, no? Hindi pa nga nag-i-start eh. Ha? O, di ba? Galing yan. So while at 2%, iwanan natin yan. Let's continue. So after installing the DHCP, it will create security groups. One for admins, so the domain admin can manage the DHCP scope and so on. And one for the one who's gonna use DHCP sa users. Okay, laging dalawa yan. To create local security group, you have to go, continue lang yung post install wizard. So meron dong warning sign, click continue to create two security groups. Ganun lang, tatanungin ka lang mamaya. No? Or you can add another computer by typing add DHCP server security computer server name to add another DHCP. Ngayon sa DHCP, meron siyang option. Okay? List can include options such as 1. If the requester is asking for option 1, magbabato siya sa computer ng subnet mask. Mamaya makikita nyo, meron siyang 255.0.0.0. Okay? Hindi lang yan. Magbabato rin siya ng gateway o yung tinatawag na router, option 3. So if your gateway, if your infrastructure is triage, meaning yung computer nakakonect sa backend database, nakakonect sa application, pas nakakonect publicly. Tatlong gateway kailangan mo. No? So option 3 yon. So gagawin ko sa computer natin, babatuhan siya ng tatlong gateway. Isang 192.168.1.1, isang 10.1.1.1, tsaka isang 172.16.1.1. Tatlong gateway, okay? Pero normally, isa lang talaga. You only use just a single gateway. Na? And then, DNS, DHCP, not only lease IP, it can also assign DNS server. Remember a while ago, we want to speed up the computer's DNS resolution by going to by querying Google DNS. So I added 8.8.8.8, right? Ayun. So in this option, you can define multiple DNS. Okay. And so on. 15 naman yung English name like google.com DNS. Okay. DHCP options are applied in order. So first, local server, scope level, class, then yung reserve level. DHCP scope, mandatory to have a name. Let's say scope class A, scope class B. Then you have to put description, the range 192. The range we're gonna create is 10.1.1.100 to 200. So making us having 100 IP addresses. We can list 100 IP addresses. Okay. And then we can set exclusion. Exclusion normally within the same range. So it will be the like 10.1.1.100 to 10.1.1.110. So that means yung 10 IP address will be static and excluded from the pool. Okay. Then delay, let's say to assign is like 10 seconds. Then list duration 5 days. Options, these are the options. Ano gusto mo? Multiple gateways, multiple DNS, pwede rin yan. And activation. So, to avoid multiple DHCP assignment, we have to activate the selected server. So, you can only activate one. So, if you have a router applying DHCP, you need to deactivate that one, okay? And activate this one. Para only server can send leases, okay? And these are the PowerShell command. If you want to add the multiple scope, just type DHCP server 4 scope, IP4 IPv4 scope, okay? Properties of DHCP reservation, you need the reservation name such as server 1, server 2, server 3, IP address you would like to reserve, plus the physical MAC address of the virtual machine plus description. Ganun lang, no? If you want to authorize another DHCP, you need to add DHCP server in DC plus the server IP address. Okay, ito na. So I'm gonna make a demonstration later pala. Later, I'm gonna go back there kasi we're still in DFS. Pamalit. Ayun. So, successful. Balik tayo. Different topic to. Ito yung previous topic. DFS, server 1, success. Pero hindi pa rin tapos sa server 2. Not yet finished. Not yet. Told you, yung tagal nito eh. So, for the time being, I think tapos na yung DS. Di pa rin tapos ang DHCP server role. Busy. So, let's wait until this one is finished. Okay? So, ganyan. So, that's why you need 3 days. Okay. Pero sa demo ko, I can make it 1 day. So, while waiting for DFS and DHCP, we're gonna move forward to Module 10. Module 10 is nothing but a load balancing. So mamaya, puro na lang ako demo. No? Wala na akong lecture kasi nil-lecture na natin to. DCP, meron siyang features such as failover, clustering, and split scope. Failover, when first server is 80% utilized, you won't be able to serve IP address. Meaning, it won't give leases. Hindi na magpapalis ng IP. No? Or for some reason namatay yung first server, lilipat lang yung service sa second server, no? Parang parang ganito. So it's like this one. This is a primary DHCP. For some reason, they need to replace motherboard, or if this one is virtual, for some reason, crash due to Windows update, diba? Very realistic in scenario. So if this one is down, the failover DHCP will take the slack, no? So when the moment you power on the laptop, it can send IP address pa rin. Galing hala. Highly available. So yan ang failover clustering. Failover. So a newer method for high availability is to have failover and strongly prefer to implement high availability for DHCP. Another one is clustering. Super advanced naman to. It's configured to run a failover cluster, meaning the whole cluster ang magka-failover. Dito sa scenario natin, we only have one server failure. But what if the whole cluster, let's say DHCP 1, 2, 3, 4, nag-fail? Diba? So the whole cluster na yan will be moved to the second cluster. So ang dami nyo na server, 8 na yung server ninyo. Okay? Possible yan. So that happens, na? That really happens. But the user won't feel it, na? Is configured to run in failover, install the DHCP role on all cluster, on all nodes, no? DHCP config info is stored on a shared storage. So, the moment that IP address is assigned, that will be temporarily assigned to her. Kasi meron siyang database. Na-store lang siya sa database. Ngayon, split scope is like half-half. Half is on the left, half is on the right. Like this one. So, yung IP address na 192.168.1 up to 150 will be served by server A. And the other half, ranging from 151 to 254, will be served by server B. O, di ba? 50% load, 50% load. Not overutilized. Maximum optimized. Okay? Then, ito yung cluster. DCP cluster member 1, DCP cluster member 2. They're just sharing database. Kahit mamatay ito, even if this one dies, they can still look up sa database. Dahil yung database is replicated to all member in the cluster. Okay? Hence, making it highly available. Okay? So, failover naman creates partnership between two servers. Lease info is replicated between partners and dalawa yung configuration niya. One is the load balance, which somehow parang ganito, naghahati sila, no? Naging split scope. And the other one is failover. One is dead and one is active. Parang gano'n. One is passive, one is active. And other config option, maximum client lead time, let's say this one dies, may lead time, no? Let's say 10 seconds bago mag-failover doon. Kasi baka mamaya na-trip lang yung wire, na-disconnect lang, nag-brown out, no? Failover ka. Hindi. You have to wait for X number of minutes. And then merong switch over, ito yung failback. See, since nag-failover sa server B, magfe-failback dito. Okay? Kasi let's say nag-up na to, ito yung master. So, babalik siya dito. Okay? Malinaw ba? And meron siyang password, which is message authentication. Thank you for DHCP. Okay, any question about DHCP?
Sir, may question ako dun sa ano, infra nung sa failover. Pwede ba hybrid dun?
Paano hybrid?
Ah, ano, naka ano siya, failover tapos may ano rin siya, may load balancing.
Oo. Hindi. You can only select one.
Ah, one lang.
Pakita ko sa inyo kasi option lang yun eh. Either load balance or failover. Pakita ko mamaya na.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, tapos na. So after installation, you need to complete the config. So this will create groups. Isang admin and one is users. Okay? So just accept and commit in lang. Okay? Yeah. Committed. That means ito ni active. Active na yan. Okay, DHCP server na yan. So balikan natin mamaya yan. Punta muna tayo dito. Tagal naman ng PowerShell na to. Dali, I'm waiting for the prompt. Yun. Kasi madadoble. Oh, wala. Nawala yung previous session ko. Successful din eh. Ah, tingnan natin ah. Sapa. I wanna show you kung successful. Ba't nawala? Hindi niyo nakita. Anyway, should be successful. So ganito, how do you open DFS? Balik tayong DFS. Ayun na, meron na siya. DFS management. Okay? Oh, may bagyo ah. Hanap ko na to. Matagal. Yun. So this is the DFS console. And ito yung namespace. Okay, so gawa na tayo namespace. Na-explain ko na ano yung namespace. Ha? Gagawa tayo ng URL. Okay, so this can be accessed. So right-click, new namespace. So hands-on na tayo. Ha? Na-explain ko na to kanina. Ano ba tong namespace na to? It's asking for the first server, which is server 1, obviously. So type natin dito. Server 1. Yeah, next. Name of the URL, marketing. So this DFS is only for marketing. Then click edit settings. Sa settings na to, by default, naka-read only lang. What if you wanna write data, di ba? Replication nga eh. Gagamit tayo ng custom. Okay, so hindi lang everyone. Remember, this belongs to marketing group. So tatype nyo marketing group. Yeah, hindi lang yan. Also add domain admins din. So they can manage domain admins, hindi local admin. Okay, so full permission lagi sa domain admins as well as marketing. Kanila to. They own this folder. Okay. Yun lang, dalawang yun. Without proper permission, this won't succeed. Okay, tandaan nyo, sensitive to sa permission. Ngayon, is asking for namespace. Will it be accessed using domain? no? Yung URL na yan. Or standalone server 1. Domain-based tayo, di ba? We have two servers, multiple servers. So that will be the URL the user will access to share the file. So creating namespace. Creating. So let's start creating the DFS root. Done. Tapos na yung namespace. Okay? So yun na. So meron na siya. Next is the replication group. So new replication group. So we will add London and New York. Kung ari lang. Pero yun yung server 1 and 2. So na. Yeah, medyo mabagal ah. So we're gonna create multi-purpose, meaning both servers will be multi-master, meaning upload, download, upload, download. Okay? Walang data collection. Remember yung graph kanina, yung demo? Name of replication group is marketing. And then the first server, kung nga New York is server 1. Okay? And the second server, add natin is yung kung nga London. Server 2. Now, he's trying to contact server 2. Okay? So, that's why it's still thinking. Eh. Yan. So, two members na sa replication group. And the way we gonna interconnect is using full mesh. Let's say you have 5 countries, no? Anyone can update to anybody. Hindi yung hub and spoke. And hindi pwedeng no topology. Walang replication yon. Full mesh tayo. Full mesh. And then, when do you want to replicate? Kasi if you select this one, usually they want to replicate Monday to Sunday. Mga ganun lang eh. Monday to Friday. Paano kung may nag-update na Sunday, di ba? Problema yan. So, I'm not gonna select that one. I'm gonna replicate continuously non-stop 24 hours a day, okay? Using full bandwidth. If you selected, let's say, speed mo 2 megabit lang, super bagal, super slow. So, as much as possible, utilize the line, okay? And then, who will be the master? Of course, the server one, meaning the first point of replication server 1. And then, sino yung replicated folder? Anong folder sa server 1? Okay? Remember in DFS root marketing, we dump it there. DFS root, nandito siya. Yan. Yan ang ating isi-share. Okay? DFS root. And then, don't forget the permission again. By default, kasi ang existing is read-only. That means you won't be able to write. Ibig sabihin, hindi sila magre-replicate. Nakita mo? Administrators only. Add mo yung domain admin plus the marketing group. So, ganun na. Kita niya, yung permission he won't replicate yung mga files ninyo pag mali ang permission. Domain admins, full. Marketing full. Okay, careful kayo dyan. The reason why this will work kasi mako-configure nating tama. Okay. Next. Sa server 2 naman, you need to specify the secondary server. Ito yung primary. So, where will it replicate? Yung question niya, anong folder sa server 2? So, you need to edit. Hanapin mo local path. Enable mo. Sa server 2 to ha. Ayan, server 2, malinaw ha. So, gagawa ka dito ng, take note, walang file server, di ba? So, gagawa ka ng file server, folder. Yan. Because inside the file server, meron pang marketing. So, you can have a specific folder only for marketing. Yun eh. Kita mo yan? Bakit new folder? Sandali. Marketing nga eh. Sandali. Marketing. Yan. Yun. Okay? You have to make sure it's correct. So the replicated files will be saved that one. So don't select this one kasi read-only yan. You need to modify the permission. Okay? Tandaan nyo, you need to modify permission. Next. Okay? So, ito na. Replication group settings. Marketing name, replication group 1 to 2, list of connection from server 2 mag-upload to server 1 and vice versa. Replicate non-stop using full bandwidth. Okay. Great. Take note. Naset ba natin yung permission ng server 2? Hindi, di ba? Di ba? Hindi pa, no? So, may extra step ka pa. We need to perform that step. Okay. Though tapos na yung replication group, you need to manually do this. Kasi na-miss niya yun eh. Ha? Hindi, wala sa feature niya yun eh. Okay, so punta ka dito. Hanapin yung DFS root. Hanapin mo yung DFS root. Remember, I put under file server, tapos marketing yan. Check nyo yung permission. Check na yung permission. Sharing. Oh, as you can see, hindi pa, di ba? So you need to share this and naka-everyone. So remove that. Add the usual member, the main admins. Then add mo yung marketing para exclusive only for marketing team. Allow full control and allow for full control. Okay, yan. Those are the extra steps. Ha? Okay, yeah. Shared na yan. Shared na yan. Yeah. Isa pa, one more time, you need to configure permission under security tab. Tingnan mo, there's no marketing. Okay, so you have to do this manually. Kaya ang laki ng trabaho ng Windows team eh. No, nung nasa Windows team ako, 30 kami Active Directory specialists. Sa IBM, that was like 10 years ago. Laki ng trabaho nito eh. Ngayon, automated na lahat. Tapos, marketing. You can write a PowerShell to automate everything. Kung paulit-ulit lang naman yung trabaho. Yan, done. Notice mo? Notice mo? Okay? Balik sa server 1. So, okay na yan. Done na. Done na tayo. Now, let's refresh view. View topology. Let's check yung connectivity niya ng marketing. Yan, okay? So, ito yung DFS roots sa server to file server. Magkaiba ng folder, diba? Diba? Connection, connected lahat, as you can see. Replicated folder, marketing, delegation, yeah, okay? Usually, domain admins may permission. That's why I keep on, and I'm checking the topology, okay? Data throughout topology can replicate. So, okay na daw siya, success. So, there should be domain admins logins. Tapos na daw, tapos na. Okay, so ano yung URL? Nexus.com marketing. Okay, so mamap natin yan sa server 1. Sorry, server 3. Server 1 is Active Directory. Server 3. So, yan. So remember a while ago, we have mapping of H. H is for home directory. Okay? Personal drive, kumbaga. We're gonna create another group called G for group share. Group share. Okay? And using DFS. Yeah. Ano ulit yung DFS natin? Pakita ko ulit Pakita natin. Pakita ko. Nexus.com marketing. Malinaw So nexus.com slash marketing. Finish. Yun. So meron na tayong file server. Sa dalawa na, no? Isang G for group sharing. So you can share yung mga materials for collaboration among marketing team. And meron tayong personalized folder na H. Dalawa. Ay. Yan, ito na. So this is under server. Okay? So let's say gagawa ako ng test document. Test doco from user 1. Yan. So yan, replicated na yan sa dalawang sites natin, sa New York and sa London. Let's check. So server 1, check natin kung andun yung file na kinrate ni John Lloyd. Okay. Anybody help me? Ano ba yung DFS root natin? Anong folder? Naalala nyo ba? Sa server 1. Di ba nag-create tayo ng folder na marketing? Saan yan nakalagay? Under DFS root. So hanapin nyo lang sa drive C yung DFS root. Yun Tapos may marketing doon. Yun Okay. Tapos natin yung folder na kinrate ni John Lloyd. So, file. May file dyan isa. Lalabas. Yun. Okay. So, London, lumabas. Next is server 2, New York. Tingnan natin if it replicated sa New York. So, ito yung New York. Ayun. Okay. Parehong pareho. Okay, dalawa. Di ba? Server 2, server 1. Okay, success. Any question? If the user deleted this one, syempre magbabago din yan. So, punta tayo sa actual user. So, this is the owner, and this is on London, and this is New York. Edit ko edit natin. Kung nga in-edit ng user. Version 2 na siya. Okay? Sinave ko. Is it propagated to server 1? So, version 2 Check natin. Updated. How about sa New York, updated ba? Okay, updated. Malinaw. It's working fine. Alright? That's DFS. Question about DFS. Fully working infrastructure, no? DFS tayo. Walang tanong? So yan, so successful DFS 1 in Sydney, kunwari, and DFS 2 in London. So pag pinatay mo to, the user can still access DFS in London. Okay? Next is DHCP. Close na natin to. Since wala naman nagtatanong, close na natin. Pero working yan. Working. Close na natin. Next is DHCP. So, meron tayong DHCP management tool here. Tapos, we also need to install DHCP sa second server. Remember, I only install here sa primary, server 1. Then, if this one fails, it will just fail over dito sa pangalawa. Okay? So, install ko na rin siya sa 2. So, I'm gonna be using PowerShell na lang para mabilis. So, everyone, help me. How do you install DHCP? By now, you already know the command. Ano yung command? What's the command to install a feature? Anybody? Command. What is the command? Install. Anybody? Install Windows feature. Ulitin ko. Install dash Windows feature. Hindi siya nag-hypertext. So, inantay ko lang yung hypertext niya. Install. Gusto ko lumabas yung command. Loading pa. Kasi kalo-load ko lang Gusto kong pakita sa inyo kasi hypertext niya. Yun! Nag-pop up. Windows feature. Yun. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so what feature? DHCP plus include management tool. Okay. Okay, so ganyan ang command niyan. Pero, i-install natin sa kabilang server. Tama, tama. So, gagamit tayo ng invoke command. Where do you want to install this? Computer name, server 2. And then, what do you want to execute on server 2? Para may kulang. Install Windows feature, DHCP, including management tool. Okay. Close. Yan. Tingnan natin kung tatakbo. May error siya, may error. Computer name server to invoke command, computer name server to. May kulang, no? Kulang siya eh. So anyway, isa lang naman install natin. Mano-mano na lang tayo ulit. Or we can do PowerShell sa mismong server to. Yan. Then run as. Ay, mag-run as. Run as administrator. Okay. We're gonna issue the same command. Tagal ah. Close ko lang to so we can save memory. Ano pa ba naka-open? Minus command. Okay. Sorry. Minus command. So, minus command. Hindi niya na-recognize. Yun. So, we're installing DHCP sa second server na yan. So, that will take a while. Iwan na muna natin yan. No? So, gawa muna tayong scope. Actually, I wanna install DNS din eh. Later na lang. Sige. So, gawa muna tayong scope. So, dito tayo sa DHCP. First, we need a scope. IPv4, we're not gonna touch IPv6. As you can see, meron siyang server option available. U13 something. Policies, these are the policies. Wala, blanco, no? So, gawa na tayong scope. New, scope. Sabihin natin, scope A. Class A kasi yan, class A. Tawag nila yung class A. Next. Dynamic IP will be from 100 to 200 lang. Okay? Okay? So meaning we have 100 IP addresses. Automatically, he was able to detect this is /8, no? Or class A. So that's why subnet mask, as per calculation, 255. The next, we need to add exclusion. So ito yung statically assigned IP address to the server. So mag-exclude tayo within the subnet. Okay? Within the subnet. 100 up to, hindi pwedeng external, no? 110. Ganun lang. Okay? So the first dynamic IP address will be, anybody? Ano yung magiging first dynamic IP? Kasi yung static natin up to 110 eh. So what will be the first IP address ng dynamic? Anybody? Magiging
111, sir. 111.
111. Tama. 111. Yung ibabato natin sa client. Okay. And then, lease duration, 5 days. 5 days. So, magre-renew on the 50%, which is Wednesday, no? Kung Monday to Friday yung trabaho. Do you want to configure option? Yes. Ito yung option 3, gateway. So, since ang subnet natin class A, syempre kailangan gateway yung .1111. Okay? And then sabihin natin we have a triage. The first triage is connected sa backend. Ang backend natin, kuwari, 172.16.1.1 gateway. Yan. So, the moment you power on computer, meron kang 172. And you can connect to the backend. Tapos, connected din kung nga rin sa public. So, tong server natin can connect externally. So, we can do testing. Yan. So, tatlong gateway. Grabe, ang dami, no? Pero normally, one lang. Okay. Next is the DNS. So, na-detect niya, ang DNS niya is yung server 121. No? Eh, gusto ko pa ng isa. Just in case nag-down to, di ba? So, we have to make sure na highly resilient ang ating server. 22. Yung server 2 is 22. So, add mo yan. Okay, add niya yan. DNS. Ayun, na-add na niya DNS. Okay? Sa dalawang DNS. So, yung babato doon, dalawang DNS. Plus, Win server. Win server is very old kasi ito. Yeah, Win server 21. Wins, may mga Windows XP, Windows 2000 doesn't recognize DNS. Kasi during that time, hindi pa invento ang DNS. Tawag nila doon Windows Internet Naming Resolution. Invented by Microsoft. No? Kaya Wins tawag nila dyan. Do you want to start the scope? Yes. Finish. Ayan, ready na yan. So, meron tayong scope address pool na 100 to 200. Pero, 100 to 110 static. So the first IP will be 111. So makikita nyo dito later. Ay, may lalabas. May magpa-pop up dyan. Okay? So it's broadcasting na. Nagbo-broadcast na siya. Broadcasting na yan, ha? Broadcast. So let's test it. Punta tayo server 3. We're gonna make this one as a instead of static, gagawin kong dynamic. Sa logout muna ako kasi nakalagin na standard user. You need the admin privilege to change the IP address. So maglalagin ako sa domain admin. So I'm explaining everything, bit by bit, so you can understand. So change to Nexus domain admin administrate. Yeah. Abangan nyo to, ha. So dito magkakaroon ng list. So let's switch from static to dynamic. Saan na ba yan? Yeah, network. Ethernet. Properties. TCP/IP. So as you can see, we assign static IP kanina, 23. So we're gonna make it DHCP. Obtain IP automatically as well as DNS. Okay. Remember, as of now, the configuration is like this. Ito So, as you can see, IP address niya is .23 static. Gateway natin is 10.1.1. So, isa lang yung gateway. Okay. Ang DNS natin isa lang. So, after the renewal, you will have two DNS because we define in option 3. And you will have three multiple gateways. Okay? So, essentially, ang DHCP not only assign IP address, but as well as gateway and DNS. Okay, ito na. So, set na natin. Ready na ba kayo? Boom. Ay, dynamic na yan. Okay. Nanghihingi na, nagdodora na. Remember in Dora? Ayun, tapos. So, DHCP is .21. DNS niya is 22. Okay, tingnan mo yung gateway niya. 10.1.1.172.16.1.1.192. Oh, di ba? Tatlo gateway niyo ngayon. Tatlo gateway. Ulitin ko. ipconfig/all. Okay? Ayan, multiple gateway. Tatlo na. 10.1.1.172.192 plus DNS server, dalawa. Just in case this one is not available, automatic naka-define na. He will ask this DNS resolver to resolve the host name to IP. Okay? Pas dito, pag ni-refresh nyo to, andito yung server. Ayun. Server 3 assigned 111. So tama kayo, no? 111. Yung host ko na-assignan 112 naman. Okay? So gumagana ng DHCP. Any question? Wala. Okay, let's go to server 2. So, connect tayo kung tapos na ba yung server 2. So, gagawa tayo ng failover scenario. I wanna make sure server 2 is authorized. Remember, we install DHCP sa server 2 using PowerShell. Remote. Saan yung remote? Ayun o. Okay, so na-install DHCP pati admin tool sa server 2. Okay, ayan. So, klaro, malinaw ah. Ngayon, activated ba? So, how do you open this one? The command is dhcpmgmt.msc. Sulat nyo yun, eh. Yan. Okay, ayan. As of now, it's red, not authorized. Okay. So, meron pa yung post-installation task. You need to authorize. Kita mo red, and this one is blue. Blue. Ayan, green na. Na-refresh ko. Okay, green na. List. Pakita mo list mo. Yan. Dalawa na nagli-list. So, refresh. Baka yung magpa-refresh siya. Refresh. Tingnan ko lang kung gumagana na yung DHCP dito. Tools. Open natin DHCP. Ayun, may post installation task. Nakita niya? Yan. So, click that one to authorize server 2 to service DHCP. So, we can start failover. So, be patient dito. Ka-open lang kasi. So, matagal talaga. Ayan o. You can see complete DHCP config. So, create and authorize. Okay? Authorize mo. Authorize. Yan lang. Commit. Boom. Tapos na. Okay. Authorize na yan. So, if you wanna view, ito siya. Green na siya. Green na siya. Okay? Okay. Yan, green. So, dalawa na DHCP. Server 1, server 2. Now, how come hindi nag-replicate yung IP address. Kasi ito may scope. This one doesn't have scope, di ba? Wala. Kasi we haven't configured failover. Okay? So, configure na natin failover. So, yung may nag-ask ng question kanina, pwede bang sabay, no? So, hindi pwede. So, ito. Sa configure failover, tingnan ninyo. Tingnan ninyo. As of now, if you select properties, wala siyang failover. Okay, blanco. Wala. Oh, blanco na. Blanco. So, step 1 is right-click the IPv4, configure failover. Yan. Which subnet you want to failover? Kung meron kang subnet 172, select mo din yun. Kung may subnet kang 192, just select that one. No? But I would like to select all ranges. No? Para hindi na pa isa-isa. And then partner server is the server 2. Okay. Next. So, ito yung relationship. So, relationship is from 1 will be failover to 2. Maximum client time, usually 1 minute. 0. 1 minute. So, within 1 minute, it will fail over. Okay? Not instantaneously. Kasi it might be a sudden blip. Ito yung sinasabi ko, mode. You can only select one mode. Either load balance or hot standby. Okay? Active. Sino active? Yung 1. So meaning, server 1 is the primary DHCP. Server 2 will be secondary failover DHCP. So you can only select one. Either load balance or hot standby. Hot standby meaning the server is on, waiting for failover. Hot standby config siya yung active. And then, once the service is restored back, it will fail back for 1 minute. Okay? And then the password is one welcome. Good lang. Finish. Okay? Okay, adding scope, success, in progress, success, activating scope, configure, failover, successful. Okay, so the first thing it will do, it will replicate or synchronize yung address pool. Makikita niyo yan. Second is leases. So ito yung pool, re-refresh nyo lang yan. Yun, ang bilis. Ayun na yung address pool. Address pool. Okay. Okay. And address leases. If you notice, same IP, 111 sa server 3. 111 assigned to server 3. 112 assigned to my host. O, diba? They're sharing the database. Meron silang copy ng database. Okay? So just in case this one fails. Okay, failover na. Okay, refresh. So if you stop this one, stop natin to test yung failover. Kung talagang mag-fail siya. Stop service. Gusto ko i-stop yung DHCP. Stop. 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 Okay, stop. Stopping server 1. So that means, ayan, dead. Patay na. Okay, pinatay na natin. So that means, you have to wait for 1 minute to fail over. So antayin nyo yan. There will be a arrow color blue, meaning it fail over. Kita niyan? Okay, nag-fail over na yan. So, check natin, properties. So ano na role nito? Okay, siya na yung hot standby. Okay? Mode niya standby, later on magiging active yan. Okay. Okay. Check again. Hot standby. Pero ready na siya for failover. Kasi yung partner niya 1 eh. Pero hindi pa nagbabago icon. Dapat magbago. The icon should change eh. Refresh, refresh, refresh. Yun! Did you see that one? Sorry, not blue. Red pala. Red. Nag-fail over dito. Okay? Ayun yung red icon. Okay? 1 minute. Let's test if the IP will be assigned by, dapat yung IP mag-assign is .21. Diba? Ayan, no? .22 kasi we turn off 21, right? 22 dapat. Okay? So we're gonna do ipconfig release, then renew. So dapat .22. Pas dead na yung 21. 21 is the server 1. 22 is the secondary server. So ayan, ano ginagawa nito? Anybody? Dora. Nagdodora na naman siya. Tapos na. Tingnan natin. So ipconfig/all. Sino nag-assign? Oh, tingnan nyo. Sino ang DHCP server natin? Tingnan nyo. Oh, it failed
Server
over
2
completely.
yung bagong DHCP na.
Yes, exactly. So nag-fail over yung service. So, di ba? Highly available IT infrastructure. Ay, matutuwa boss nyo yan. Sir, kahit mamatay yung isa, okay lang. May isa pa tayo. Ay, lumipat na siya. Success na. On naman natin to. Let's start on again. Start natin. Then merong maximum client lead time for switch over. Kasi yun ang configuration, di ba? Switch over. Tingnan natin. So nag-on na siya. So nagsisynchro. Nag-uusap yan. Pare, buhay ka na ba? Ganyan. Oh, yan. Hot standby siya, di ba? Hindi pa tapos. Naka-arrow pa yun. Still communicating. You need to wait until this one is green. Okay, hot standby na. Refresh. Failover scenario pa yun na. Red icon pa rin. So 1 minute tinype ko kasi. Okay, green na dapat yan. Should be green. Refresh. Yun, green. Refresh. Oh, green na. Ay. Then let's check. Hot standby pa rin. Okay. Now, we want a different scenario. Gusto naman natin this time is load balance, di ba? Load balance. Paano naman sir yung load balance? So, kailangan tanggalin natin yun. We need to remove. Tatanggalin natin yung failover. So, delete the failover. Okay, delete mo yung failover na yan. Close. Okay. Then, configure load balancing naman. So, that's why hindi pwedeng sabay. No? The balancing partner is Nexus.com. So, ito yung option. Di ba kanina hot standby? This time, load balance. Okay? 50-50. 50 sa server 1, 50 sa server 2. Ganun lang. Okay? Yan. No load balance na yan. So that means first request will be server 1, second request server 2. Ganun lang. So this should propagate the settings. Settings should have load balance na dito. Dapat load balance yan. Yun. Di ba? Load automatic. Across the board. Kung 100, kung 10 yung DHCP server, 10 din re-replicate. Sa Cisco, hindi. You have to do it one by one. Di ba? Unless you write a script. Okay, so kaya usually kami ang server, DHCP server namin, Windows, hindi router. Okay? Okay, so that concludes in DHCP. Any question about DHCP? Walang tanong, walang tanong. Let's move on sa DNS. Last topic natin. Nabot na tayo na 5. Last topic na natin. DHCP. DNS. So what is DNS? DNS stands for Domain Name System, no? Or Domain Name Server. DNS domain names. So merong DNS names are portion of DNS namespace. Can be public or private. Like google.com, that's a DNS name. Yahoo.com, facebook.com, DNS name yan. Then meron mga DNS servers. Usually, they respond to requests from DNS resolvers. Okay, yung mga nagbabato. So, let's say, pining ko google.com, then babatuhan ako ng IP. Tawag doon, resolvers. You can access this info from local database or any database globally. No? Then meron naman DNS zones and resource record. DNS zones are local copy of namespace such as forward lookup DNS, yung query, pag pining nyo yung google.com, babatuhan ka ng IP address. Then meron namang reverse lookup DNS, you ping mo yung IP, NS lookup mo yung IP, you'll be given a DNS names. Baliktad na. Ang local copy is the for Active Directory DNS namespace. Okay. DNS resolvers request DNS info from the actual DNS, such as Google DNS, yung 8.8.8. No? And normally, lahat to has been cache. Saves under your cache. Okay? Okay, yan. So, demonstration, install, and configure DNS. Actually, it's very easy to install. In fact, na-install siya during installation of Active Directory, no? May DNS na yan. So, if manual, so same procedure yun. Select the DNS. Ganun. Installed na siya during Active Directory. So, I don't need to install. No? I only need to open DNS. Open ko lang yung DNS ka. Okay? And then, let's go to server 2. Open ko din yung DNS ka. So, na-install ang DNS during AD installation. Okay, so server 1, server 2, okay. Server 1, meron na siyang forward lookup zone using our domain nexus.com. Ito meron na rin. Nag-sync up na yan kanina pa. Okay. Sync up yan. Totally the same, uniform, okay? Walang pinagkaiba yan, walang pinagkaiba. Because of synchronization. Now, I'm gonna create a resource record such as alias, canonical name. Let's say, tawagin natin file server. Okay? Nexus.com. So, alias niya. But the actual server is pointing to server 1. Okay? Server, hanapin ko yung server 1. Yan. Nakapoint doon. Okay? So, pag pining ko file server.nexus, magre-respond yung server 1. Okay? So, ayun na siya. So, I'm gonna go sa test server natin, server 3. And then, ping natin. Ping file server.nexus.com. Oh, nagre-reply yung .21. Di ba? Kasi alias lang siya. Alias lang siya. Next resource record is, ano ba? Host. Host A, meaning IPv4, let's say, server 4. Doesn't exist yan, di ba? Pero lagyan natin ng IP address. 24. Add host. Yan, na-add na siya. So, yan, server 4. So, pag piningin ko server 4, Remember, we don't have a virtual machine for server 4. I'm just gonna test yung DNS lookup niya if he can look up from the forward lookup zone na lookup niya. He found out na .24 siya. Okay? .24 even though it doesn't exist. Pero nag-query ako. Okay? Sabi ko, pare anong IP address ng server 4? Pare ito, .24. So tawag dyan, DNS resolvers. Itong ating DNS resolvers. May reverse lookup naman, usually NS lookup command, I'm gonna type the IP address. You should give me the host name. Diba? It should give me server 4, but it doesn't. So, sabi dito, request timeout. Request timeout, okay? Because wala tayong reverse lookup. We haven't configured reverse lookup. So, how do you configure reverse lookup? Go to reverse lookup, create a new zone. This time, it's secondary. Secondary meaning you cannot delete, but you can propagate na. Okay? Ang primary naman, you can delete, you can create. So primary na lang. Sa kabila na lang yung secondary. And then you have to type the net ID, which is 10.1.1.1. Okay? In reverse. Yeah. And then the host name you want to reverse lookup, you have to go sa host name and then update pointer record. Yan kasing record ng reverse lookup. You know. Okay? So, the next time you query, ano, you'll be given the correct IP address, correct host name. Ayun, na-query ko. Kanina error, right? Because we don't have reverse lookup record. Nag-timeout siya. After creating reverse lookup, we managed to resolve the host name. Okay. Now, bakit kailangan ng IP address? Kasi ang computer is a machine language. They only know yung binary 01110. Ang tao naman, you won't be able to remember numbers, di ba? Sino nagfe-Facebook using IP address? Weird, di ba? Tatype mo yung IP address ng Facebook. Ganun. Diba? Pare, Facebook muna ako. Ano IP address ng Facebook? Di ba? Meron bang ganun? Let's say, Facebook siya. Ay, IPv6 nga eh. Tatype mo pa ba yung IPv6 na yan? Hirap niyan. Tatype mo yan. Hindi mo tatype yan, di ba? Ang human kasi, ba't puro IPv6 nire-resolve sa akin? Hindi ko matatype yan, napakahaba. Ang human kasi, they can only remember names. It's much easier than numbers, di ba? So that's why my DNS reverse lookup. Okay? For faster routing, dahil ang router, he can easily calculate decimal number. Ko-convert niyan into hexadecimal and then binary. Ganun siya. Mabilis siya. Rather than ko-convert mo yung name, magkukuha ka pa ng DNS, ko-convert into decimal, then hexadecimal, then binary 01010001. Di ba ang weird? Okay. So, this is for the machine. And this is for human, okay? In VMware installation, puro kami reverse lookup. Mas mabilis kasi i-resolve ang IP address than English name. Okay, so klaro bang purpose ng DNS to resolve hostname IP and vice versa. Next, failover and balancing. So same concept with the DHCP, meron din siyang failover. Actually, you don't even need to configure pala yan. Failover. So if you wanna install DNS, ito lang yan. Install Windows feature DNS. Yung ginawa ko na kanina to, di ba? Ginawa ko na yan. Okay, okay. If you wanna add Google DNS, this is the command. Add DNS server forwarder. Okay. If you wanna list all record yan. Type nyo yan. Try nyo lahat yung command na pinagagawa ko. Ano. Yan. So in scenario na Active Directory integrated zone, the moment you create DNS record dito, it will be replicated sa secondary DNS. Okay, automatic na yan. So I'll demonstrate to you. So ito na siya. So server 1, we have record server 1, 2, 3. File server and server 4. Dito naman sa DNS natin, open up natin DNS. Saan na yan? Tagal lang. Ayan, let's wait. Wala pa. Ayun. And then, open up DHCP mgmt.msc. Tandaan niyo yung shortcut, eh. Kasi minsan mabagal yung graphics, eh. Yeah, DNS. Ay, ba't walang DNS dito? So that means mag-install tayo ng DNS pa. Wala, hindi pa pala na-install sa secondary. So, ay, hindi, server 3 to. Server 2. Server 2. Alam ko na-install ko na yan. Yan, server 2. May DNS na. Ayun, oh. Yung nga, na-demo ko na nga kanina. So, remember, meron siyang server 4. Ayun, well, hindi pa nag-propagate, di ba? Refresh mo, refresh. Refresh. Magpa-propagate yan. Server 4. Walang tagal ah. Okay, so that's the problem. Hindi nag-propagate na. So what do you need to do? So dito tayo papasok. Troubleshooting. Papasok tayo. Troubleshooting, which is our last topic. Okay. Troubleshooting composed of commands. ipconfig, nslookup, flash, and investigation using DNS logs. Ganun lang siya, no? So troubleshoot na tayo. Troubleshoot tayo dito. Ayaw mag-replicate, di ba? Ayaw. Okay, so step one, um, punta kayo sa master. Tawag dito host master. Punta kayo sa host master. Teka naman mag-replicate. Yan, host master. Running, yeah, running, that's good. If not, you have to stop. Start of authority should be Nexus. Ang bagal. Tama. Name server 1 and 2. Part of the replication. Tama. Zone transfer. Ayun. So, allows zone transfer to any server listed under name servers tab. Kung sino yung nandito. Okay? So, listed under name, which is 1 and 2 lang. Okay. Okay? And then, let's do a uh, force update. No? Refresh. Kasi hindi mag-replicate ng for, di ba? Punta tayo dito. Refresh mo na. Boom. Ayun. Hi! Sa ganun, troubleshooting, baka hindi naman member siya, di ba? Member siya pero hindi nakaselect yung radio button. Ayan, nag-replicate na siya. So what will happen if I delete this? Diba? So madi-delete din dito secondary. So he did a force replication. So check nga natin, pati ba reverse lookup? Hindi. Kasi ang kinonfigure ko lang itong forward lookup. So you need to create another reverse lookup zone. Okay, gagawa ko ulit. So this time, gusto ko secondary. You won't be able to delete for security reason. Okay. Para single point of management lang. Minamanage mo lang sa server 1 lahat. And then you have to type master DNS, which is 21. Tama. Ayan, na-resolve niya. Server 1 daw yan. Finish. And then refresh. Synchronizing. Done. Tapos. Huh? Refresh. Not loaded. So, reload ulit natin. Okay, load. Refresh. Pag ayaw, you need to transfer originally from the master host. Okay, ayaw niya. Tagal naman. Ito kasi may isang record. Yun na, may isa. Gusto ko mag-replicate siya. So, antayin natin later, ha? Balingan natin yan. Ay, hindi. Tapos na tayo. Tapos na pala tayo. So, that should propagate. Now, how do you test if DNS is working? Remember, we have server 4. So, test natin sa PC natin. Ano ba yung server 4? Ping server 4.nexus.com. Okay, it's giving us .24. Tama, .24. Then, let's say, somebody updated the DNS record. Pinalitan. In-update lang. Pinalitan. Naging 25. Okay, yan. That's the latest IP address. Kasi nagkaroon ng consolidation. Pagdating dito sa user, ang nakikita nila, .24 pa rin. So that's the problem. Hindi updated si user, di ba? Is resolving. Tapos sabihin niya, the application is not working, HTTP error not found, yung mga ganun. So because of the current update, hindi pa nag-propagate. Now, you need to troubleshoot, no? So how do you troubleshoot? First of all, baka nasa cache. So observe yung cache by typing um, display DNS. So ito yung nasa cache. Okay? Tama, oh. The cache, remember that server 4 is pointing to 24. But after the update, dapat 25, di ba? So we need to erase this. Kasi ang daming laman ng cache. You need to erase this by rebooting computer or flash DNS. Okay? So when you query, display DNS, walang laman. So the moment you hit again the server 4, it will give you the updated IP. You know, 25. Okay? It's pointing to the correct IP na. Another test for failover. So, ang gagawin natin, last test. We're gonna shut down the DNS and it should fail over to secondary. Dapat mag-resolve pa rin siya. Tama? Tama. Okay. So, let's shut down for the final testing. Shut down natin itong DNS. DNS shutdown. Shutdown. Stop. Okay, take note, this is the master. And we haven't transferred yung operation master sa server 2, di ba? So mag-fail talaga. Hindi lang DNS, pati yung Active Directory. So dapat ma-transfer pala muna natin. Pero patay na yan. Patay na. Ayan na, dead. Okay, dead. So what happened? What happened? So sa secondary DNS, secondary should act as a failover. So hindi to patay. So ito dapat mag-resolve. Okay? Do you want to delete? No. Teka, ba't delete? Refresh. Buhay pa rin yan. Okay? So, I'm gonna test kung magre-resolve pa rin siya. So, I'm gonna clear muna the cache. Clear the cache. ipconfig flash DNS. ipconfig flash DNS. Flash. Wala nang cache yan. If I'm gonna display the DNS, walang laman. Sorry, wrong typo. Walang laman. Flash DNS. Walang laman. Okay, malinaw. Let's ping server 4. Oh, bakit alam niya the 25? Diba? Diba? Nag-resolve. O, sige. Let's ping server 2. Hindi, siya nga yung... Hindi, iba yun, server 2. O, bakit may record pa siya? Erase na yung flash, di ba? So, saan siya nag-ask? Anybody? Saan siya nag-ask ng DNS resolver? Anybody? Sino yung kinausap niya? He
Sa
hit...
on call lang, sir. Sa reverse lookup po ba?
Oh, kasi napiping ko eh. Ba't ko napiping, di ba? So, sino yung DNS resolver? Pinatay ko na yung DNS sa server 1, di ba? Ang nag-resolve nito is DNS2. yung server 2. Remember, dalawa DNS natin, di ba? Kasi may record din siya sa secondary DNS. Ayun, no? Piniping ko yung server 2 ay 22. So, ito yung sumasagot. Okay? Now, how we gonna confirm siya yung sumasagot? So, we're gonna query yung configuration ng server natin, ng workstation. Ayun, no? Kasi, as of now, dito siya, nakapoint din yung DNS. Dalawa yung DNS na tinype ko, di ba? Inad ko sa DHCP. Inad ng DHCP itong .22. Ayun. Kaya, he can still resolve problem. No? Ayan, dalawa eh. Dual DNS ako eh. Oh, di ba? And as of now, DHCP ko, 22 kasi namatay yung DNS. So, yun ang effect nun. Pag namatay yung DNS, pati yung DHCP, patay din. Okay, nag-fail over. Hindi nyo na-feel. Nag-down yung isang server, no? Okay. Solved na siya. And for troubleshooting, teka, on ko muna to. Start natin uli para mag-fail. Fail back, okay? For troubleshooting, you go sa event viewer. So by typing event viewer. Okay? Or another thing is Windows System 32 and then DHCP. So nandito lahat yung logs dito sa DHCP na to. Mabagal na. Close ko na nga. So, Windows logs, actually, hindi dyan. Dapat may sariling DNS na eh. Application. So, there should be a DNS entry dito. Ang DHCP naman, ito, ayan, under System 32 DHCP. So, yun ang log niya. Ayan. Ito. Diba today is Saturday? So, open up this IPv4. Open mo yan. Notepad. Paste mo yung log file. So this is what happened historically sa DHCP nyo. No? So this is the event ID, meaning pag sinabing 0, nag-starting log. Pag sinabing DNS update, so yung list, hindi ko makita. A list was released. 12, no? 12. List was released. Nagpa-rent siya ng IP. So dito, yan. So, event ID 56, authorize yung DHCP. Tapos, nag-assign, event ID number 10, nag-assign siya ng 111 sa server 3. O, di ba? Ito yan. With MAC address 003. Pati yung host ko. Tapos, authorized servicing na nag-start siya. Yan. So, that's how you troubleshoot DHCP. Now, in DNS naman, different way. May sariling application log ang DNS. Yun, DNS server. Okay? So, dito kayo titingin. Yan. Kita niya? Dami. Okay, so as of now, wala namang error daw. We were looking for red. So there are about 46 events. Hindi niya ma-display. Bagal na ng computer. Ayan. Ba't tayo mag-display? Mag-display ka. Yun, may warning. Nakita niyo yun? May nakita akong warning. Informational, usually you just ignore that. I'm looking for red. Walang red eh. Meaning walang error. Meron lang warning. Okay. Sabi niya, DNS waiting for AD. Kasi mabagal nga yung server. Kaya it's waiting for synchronization. Okay. So nothing wrong with our DNS. Usually may makikita kang red. No, red. Parang ganito. Pag may red, yun, you need to troubleshoot. Ayun, may error. Yung system na. Ay, DNS record din, no? Server failed on DNS server. The dynamic registration. Hindi ma-register dynamically. Okay, kasi nga, yung reverse lookup hindi pa nagsisynchronize. Okay. Okay, yan. Once synchronized, okay na yan. Yan. So, we just built a fully working IT environment in just one day. So I was able to demonstrate to you na nag-install ako ng Hyper-V. Then within Hyper-V, nag-install ako ng tatlong server. Actually, isang demo lang, no? Pero same process din yun. No? Nag-pre-build na lang ako, then na-install ako ng AD sa server 1 as well as server 2, GPU, folder redirection, failover, FSRM, primary DHCP, failover DHCP, and DNS. Tapos pang test lang yung 3. Okay, gumana lahat. Gumana lahat. Any question before we adjourn? Tapos na tayo. So yung certificate nyo will be sent to you sa email via email by Friday. No? So I'm hoping you can perform the lab. So I'm gonna upload this sa YouTube. Tomorrow available na to. I'll paste the link dito sa Skype natin. Kasi this will take 2 hours conversion. Ito nga tagal, isang oras. No? Tapos upload ko pa sa YouTube, di ba? Diba? So makikita nyo sa YouTube tomorrow, uploaded na. So just click this link. Nandito na yan sa ating YouTube. Okay? So before you go, I want pictorial muna tayo. Pictorial. Pictorial tayo. Pictorial. I hope nandito yung mga pictures niyo. So I'm gonna stop sharing so we can capture the photo. Yan. Do you have any question before we go? May tanong po ba? May tanong? Wala. I hope you learn a lot. Ano? I hope you learn a lot. And marami pa kaming courses such as AWS, Cisco, Azure, ethical hacking, cybersecurity, and so on. So ito na, pipicturean ko to. Pipicturean ko tong Zoom session natin. Yan. So dalawa kasi ang dami nyo, 37 kayo lahat. So picture number 1. Basta pa. Picture ko yan dito. Picture number 2. Yan. Picture number 2. Then I'll send it to you sa ating Skype. Pick 1. Yan. Pick 2. Yan. Okay, so thank you for enrolling in Nexus and I'm hoping you will learn something. Tapos you can perform this one on your own. Kasi iba may work Monday to Friday, di ba? So it's up to you kung kailan nyo gustong gawin. Okay, then we have another session by September. Unlimited sit-in na to if you wanna sit in. Okay, thank you. Thank you for enrolling and I have to say goodbye. Bye.
Bye, sir.
Thank you
Thank
po.
you.
Thank you
Thank you.
then.
Goodbye.
Sige, thank you. Bye.
Bye.